Hello there. Back again. 100 Days to Brave. We're up to day number 4. We ready? You guys have your journal? Have you been writing or journaling? I honestly haven't written anything here. I have put a couple notes on my phone as I've, read over and everything. So we're still just on our part 1 of our book with Brave Enough to Start. You were always meant to be brave. We are going to get started with day 4. And again, this is the 100 Days to Brave, a book of devotions that's written by Annie F. Downs. You can obtain the book yourself, read along with me, check it out on Amazon or at your local library or at any bookstore, or just listen to me and we can go through it together. So we're at day 4. Day 4, our title is Look for Brave. So we get day 4, Look for Brave. Here we go. The officials were amazed to see how brave Peter and John were, and they knew that these 2 apostles were only ordinary men and not well educated. The officials were certain that these men had been with Jesus. That's from Acts chapter 4, verse 13, and it is the CEV translation. Every day I hear story after story of courage. Not a bad gig, to tell you the truth. You sweet people email me, text me, and tag me on the internet as you share your brave stories. And as I travel around the country and speak to groups, you cannot imagine how many stories of courage I get to hear. Each time I think, man, I wish everyone could hear this. There is something super powerful about putting brave on display in your life, in the lives of people you love, in the art you see or read or hear. When we see brave out in the world, it inspires us, doesn't it? I think that's why not only do we need to share our brave, but we need to actively look for it as well. I know you have friends like I do who are being braver than they knew they could be in their everyday lives. Do you see brave when you look around your life? In the face in the mirror, as well as in the faces you see when you are gathered with your people? Who is displaying courage? Someone battling a disease? Acting in spite of fear? Chasing a dream? Where do you see brave moments in your family? In your own life? In your friends? Are you reading something that sounds brave? Have you watched a film that reminded you of something brave? Courage is in the arts all the time. And I'm not just referring to Braveheart, though I love Scotland and do find that movie inspiring in so many ways. Sometimes I'll even look for movies or books along a theme that I am struggling with. Most recently, as a new relationship began to grow with a man in a different city, I read a book about a couple who survived a long-distance relationship. I needed their courage to remind me to be brave too. Even though they were fictional and, spoiler alert, my relationship ended. I think when you hear other stories, they will sound like your story, and you will realize you are braver than you give yourself credit for. And we will cheer for each other and see courage in each other, and we will all be braver for it. Okay, so the point that was brought out today, they always have a point highlighted in yellow. So our point brought out today is when we see brave out in the world, it inspires us, doesn't it? And I think so. When you see people that are being brave, it does inspire you to be brave. Or sometimes when you see other people accomplishing things, sometime overall, it inspires you somewhat. And if it doesn't, it should. Our call to action today: be brave. When you see brave, say so. So when you see people doing things or whatever, I guess, that we think is brave, say so. I know I was thinking about, not just today, but just over, actually it was yesterday, corresponding with a friend of mine, and the friend is going through a sickness right now, and having to, be in and out of the hospital, having to go through treatment. But in spite of all that, she is 100% living her life out loud, sharing the journey that she's going through with being ill, her time in the hospital, sharing that, the ups, the downs, the highs and the lows of all that, and then just showing how she is enjoying life 100% despite the things that she's having to go through with being sick and everything. So, and I tell her, wow, you are brave, you are strong, you're not sitting back in a corner afraid. You are just facing this 100% head on, and I just think she's a brave soul, 100%. So again, as it talks to us today about looking for brave, when we see it, say so. Encourage your family, your friends, even yourself, like the book talked about. Believe every day that people are doing things that are brave, and you don't even realize it. Sometimes just a simple act of getting up, putting one foot in front of the other daily, despite the hardships and the things that you face, is still brave. Today for me, it was my brother's birthday. We went out, we celebrated after work. I had, text some of the family, just, a few of us, to see if they would be available after work, just to meet up, just to celebrate them. So all a good thing, all in all. And during the day, I ended up with calls from two different family members of some negative situations that were going on. And for both of them, I had to, be encouraging and to lift them up so that they don't stay in that. When things happen in our lives, we can sometimes allow that to press us down. And I didn't want that to happen, because no matter what we go through, it's a way out. It's not the end of the world. You hear people always say, you didn't die though, and you didn't die. As long as we still got breath in our bodies, we can move forward. So I'm grateful that in those situations, I was able to stand strong and to lift those folks up. Despite, we all go through things and want to kind of sit back and deal with our own things. But some days I think the brave is being able to stand up and encourage somebody else as they're going through and facing a hard time. So grateful that I was able, number one, to be somewhat encouraging to those folks who are facing some tough situations, and let them know it's not the end. You can continue to move on. And to be able to celebrate my brother's birthday. He turned 62 actually, and he does so much for so many people, and he gets on my very last nerve. Y'all got family members that's sickening, but I love him to death and would tell him to his face how sickening he is to me. But I love him to death, support him 100%, and wouldn't trade him for the world. So just grateful for this day, and even more than that, grateful for you guys sticking with me. Again, I know we are only up to day 4. We got 100 days to get through this, and every day we'll be out here sharing. I'm hoping that something that I can say will encourage you. And trust me, the comments that I've gotten already, just up to day 3, it's encouraging to me. So continue to leave a comment, share. I'll answer your comment, and we can start a dialogue. But I 100% appreciate your comments. I see them, and we're in this together. We are going to become our most courageous selves. At the end of this 100-day journey, I'm sure we will all be stronger and even better for it. So thanks, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 5. I don't read ahead. I honestly don't. Again, when I started the book last year, I did read only up to day 7, but it's like I didn't remember or retain any of it. So when I come on and read it here for you guys and for myself, it's like my first time reading it. So I'm not reading ahead of time or anything. So we're taking it in together. After I do read it to you guys, of course, I do go back. Hopefully you guys will go back and listen to me reading as well, pick up some additional tidbits, and get strengthened, and just look forward to God helping us all to become our most courageous selves. These daily devotions are it's a good thing. Again, something to help to give us more courage and confidence. So I'll stop rambling now, you guys. Until tomorrow. See ya.